There are three important pillars which make every society to function. 1, planet. 2, progress. And 3, the people. But what happens when the balance between them is broken? Growing up, I used to enjoy waking up early in the morning during school holidays to herd cattle in the forest of Matibi. When I returned 15 years later after getting a job there, I expected to find the same place I used to play in. The trees, the rivers, the dusty path, and the joyful youth. But the Matibi I found was very different. The land was quieter. The trees were gone. The rivers and streams we used to swim in as kids were now dried up. And the youth, well, now they sat idly at local bottle stores with nothing to do and to look forward to. See, for generations, my community depended on farming, but it's not the same anymore. With climate change and unsustainable farming practices being some of the major contributors. Mwenezi district, where Matibi is located, only receives between 300 to 500 millimeters of rainfall annually. 60% of all the boreholes within the region run dry way before summertime. Yet, this is the only access people have to clean and safe water to use. High temperatures and dry spells have become the norm, and many people rely on external aid year in, year out. With our soils degraded, people's harvests are not the same, and this greatly impacts their income. On the other hand, the youth finish school with no clear path for their future. No jobs, no infrastructure, no industries. My country, Zimbabwe, is a very young nation, with 62% of the entire population being youth under the age of 25. But only 3 out of 10 people are formally employed. Sometimes it almost feels like the only thing which moves in our economy are the youth themselves, from Zimbabwe to South Africa, and from one bottle store to another. When there are no opportunities locally, society begins to disintegrate. It is estimated that approximately 1 million people cross the border annually to look for better opportunities in South Africa, leaving very few people behind. And those who remain are left with limited to nothing to do. In my community, many interventions have been done over the years, but they fail to realize one thing. The problem of Matibi is not an environmental problem. The problem of Matibi is not an economical problem. The problem of Matibi is also not just a social problem. The problem of Matibi is a very, very good cocktail of the three. So I came up with Ecowise, an organization which aims to raise a generation of youth who are environmentally conscious. A generation of youth who find reason and purpose to stay within their community. A generation of youth who can be leaders and stewards for their own community. Our curriculum is in 3 parts. Planet. We start with the land, which is the foundation of everything we do. Here, the youth are going to learn different practical and environmental skills: composting, recycling, upcycling, water harvesting. But more than just learning skills, they get to understand that they actually have the power to bring change in our community instead of waiting for other people to do it. Progress. Here, the youth actually have a chance to make some money for themselves. They do this through selling their own organic produce, recycled and upcycled products, and even indigenous tree samplings of the forests we have lost in Matibi. Even in difficult times like this, there's still one thing which brings the youth of Matibi together. One thing which they still love. Football. We are going to provide access to sponsored sporting events and possible funding for their own sporting facilities. The world is full of so many problems, but life cannot be about fixing one problem after the other. Sometimes we need things which inspire us. We need things which we look forward to. We all have our passions here. So why don't we turn our passions into engines of change in the places where we come from? A single drop of water has a huge ripple effect. Similarly, that's what I want to do in Matibi. One choice, one action, one youth at a time, one village at a time. Step by step, tree by tree, and kick by kick, we bring back the beauty of Matibi and the youth's hope for a better future. Thank you.